Have you ever been around a person that was overly negative when you were happy? But by the time you were away from that person, that same negative energy was passed on to you? This is very real. We all have the unique ability to feel and transfer our emotions onto others. Whether we are transferring good energy or bad energy, we have the ability to transfer this energy. Our ability to transfer both positive and negative energy has a direct impact on the duality of our relationship as man and woman. How many times have you ended a relationship because you simply weren't happy? Now think back on the circumstances that led to the end of those relationships. More often than not, the negative energy towards the end of the relationship transferred back and forth until either one of you or both of you decided to end it. The question that we must ask ourselves is, where did that negative energy come from? As men, we have several struggles that we must overcome and emotions that we must come to terms with. In the midst of managing our emotions and battling our personal struggles, there are times, ladies, that you may feel that it is about you, and that could not be further from the truth. In dealing with our emotions, we tend to have suppressed negativity that can, and in some cases, would transfer over to you. As we talked about before, there is some healing that has to take place within ourselves. We have raw emotions that we need to release, and concealing those emotions have caused the suppressed negativity within ourselves. So let's discuss some of those emotions. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. King's Court is now in session. Like always, I definitely have to give a shout out to the frequency and for allowing me to be able to bring the King's Court over to the frequency so that I will be able to speak to y'all right now. I got to give a shout out to my man 420 for getting up early in the morning like this and coming over here and making this thing possible. Hey, look, I need y'all to go like, share, and follow the frequency CO. Like, follow, and share it right now. Share it with all your friends, family, everybody. I need you to go ahead and share it. You already know what it is. We about to get into the thick of things. So if you're at work right now, I need you to go ahead into your office. If you have one, shut the door and turn the radio up. If you're on the radio, if you're on Facebook, put them headphones on. Same thing if you're at your cubicle or something of that particular nature. Make sure you put them headphones on so that we can get into this thing. If you're at home with the babies, go ahead, set them down. Turn something on that's going to keep them occupied for the next 2 hours so that we can get into this conversation. All right. We got a great show coming up. On Tuesday, we talked about why she won't submit, and we're going to pick things up today with part 2 version of why she won't submit. So we got to go pay some bills real quick. King's Court will officially be in session when we get back. The king has spoken. And we are back. Look, I just want to thank everybody that has taken out the time to join us during these sessions. It's definitely been a pleasure being able to talk with everyone. Again, I got to give a big shout out to the frequency, to the lady, the queen of the building. She, beautiful spirit, and enjoy working with the entire team. I really do. If you haven't already, Can I Be the Man? This book right here, Can I Be the Man? A Letter from Us to You, is out. If you haven't purchased your copy, you're sleeping on it. You need to go ahead and grab your copy like ASAP. Thank you.
If you didn't invest in Dogecoin, you've been sleeping.
Very much so. Very much so. They over there going ham with the crypto right now. Mm-hmm. It ain't too late. Jump in. I don't care if you only got $20, if you can even get in with
Well,
that
the thing
right
is, when
now.
Dogecoin first came out, it was at a penny
Yep.
a share. It's
Mm-hmm.
now at 61 cents. If you were to buy $1,000 worth in the beginning, you would have over $97,000 right now.
Yep. Invest, people.
Invest in your future.
Yes, invest. You need to. But definitely, if you haven't gotten the book, I need you to go out there and get it. This is the Heart of Man laid out on pages for y'all. The audio book is coming, like literally today. Push everything through. I'm gonna tell you
Did you
now.
do it?
Hmm?
Did you do the audio?
Uh,
Or is it through a company that hires actors?
no, it's not through a company that hires actors. I have a friend. Shout out to TeleMade Productions. My man Teller, part of the A Team. He has an audio company, so he did it for me for free. As a matter of fact, appreciate you, my brother. And he did his thing on this jump, man. I'm gonna tell you now. Even if you bought the book, you're gonna want to go and get the audio. I'm so serious. And there's some things on the audio that's actually not in the book, so you're definitely gonna want to grab the audio. It's
I
not.
like audio.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't have time to sit down and read. You can put it in the car.
Yep.
Listen to it while you're driving.
That is it. I got a nice little melody on a few of the tracks. You really gonna enjoy it. And then it tells you what's up and coming as well. You don't get that in the actual book. I listen to the audio just about every day, just about every day, especially since it's been finished. How you doing, Rika? You know, you have the same name as my sister. You just name is spelt differently. She said the best book I've ever read is still going to be my go-to. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. I'm telling you, people, if you don't have it, you're sleeping on it. You're going to want to get it. I'm not even going to talk about it being a bestseller because I already know it's going to be. It just is. But I said the audio book will be out in a few weeks. If you haven't got the book and you're waiting on the audio, it's coming. It's coming. But we got to go ahead and get the King's Court into session now. The topic that we left off on was why she won't submit. Why she won't submit. Good morning. So, in the last show, we talked about a few things. We talked about the core of that being fear. Fear based off of what it is that they actually saw. That our women saw. You know, they saw their mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers submit based off of fear. Out of fear. And I know it because guess what? I had a whole conversation about this with my mom. the very same day. I didn't even know she was online watching, and she was watching, and she had some stuff to say. And mind you, my mom is in her 70s. So
our parents come from a generation where it's legal to beat your wife.
yes, we were just talking about this the other day.
Colorado has a thumb rule. You can beat your wife with a stick. Bigger than wider than your thumb.
Oof. Virginia, Sunday. I told y'all this. On Sunday, it's still legal to take your significant other to the courthouse and slap her around in front of the courthouse. Trust me, we get it. We get it. We understand. Seriously, we understand the fear.
Vows.
Yeah.
Honor and obey.
Exactly. Honor and obey.
Maybe we start with changing with the wording
Exactly.
of marriage.
Yeah. Yep. Because, and we talked about that in the last show, the biggest hiccup is when you look up the definition of what submissive or to submit is, you see that big old obey. And then the first thing that they start thinking about is their individuality. You're not going to tell me how to think, how to feel, and things of that particular nature when submitting has nothing to do with
I look at
being
it as
obedient.
submitting to your natural instincts.
Exactly.
Women have natural instincts to nurture, take care of.
Yep.
We have a natural instinct to hunt, fight, go to war.
Yep.
Protectors.
The bottom line is respect. And that's on both ends. You respect our manhood, and we will love, respect, and cherish your womanhood.
Let us be the man.
Exactly.
You be the woman.
Too easy.
Like when we were children. Play parent. Remember when we used to play as kids?
Yeah. I done
Mom
got.
and Dad, you be the dad, I'll be the. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I done got in trouble a couple times playing mom and dad. Playing mom and dad, I got in trouble a couple of times. But again, we get it. We also talked about us as men, because that's primarily who I wanted to speak to in reference to this, how we have a tendency based off of things that we have seen, stuff that has been taught, and our ignorance as it pertains to our women being submissive. We have a tendency of walking around beating on our chest, talking about we're the man. And I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. If you have to walk around talking about I'm the man 10 times out of 10, you are not. Your presence alone should be enough. Your presence alone. But there was also one narrative that that needed to be changed.
I think music and TV today is training young women to not be submissive.
Exactly.
To be the man.
Yeah, it is. It is, and quite honestly, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that because that's one of the examples that I wanted to actually talk about in reference to.
What about submissive men in abusive relationships where the woman is
Yep.
truly the one wearing the pants and abusive and beating her man?
Yep.
What's that Eddie Murphy movie? Norbit?
Yeah. Norbit. There's a couple of there's a few Norbits that are out there right now. A few of them.
Rasputia? What was her name?
Yep, Rasputia. But there was a narrative that we needed to change. And that was that narrative of the show and prove. Show and prove. Men, as men, we shouldn't have to show and prove for the rest of our lives that we are worthy of being submitted to. And that is something that once you have agreed to take my hand in marriage, you've accepted my proposal, you said I do, and you've taken my name, it should have been proven already. And that's not to say that you don't have health checks. Everybody needs health checks. But even in the midst of that, that does not mean that, okay, this health check didn't come back too well, I'm going to stop altogether. No. That means we need to communicate and figure out exactly what the issue actually is so that we can get back to it. But ladies, you need to really, in the midst of the time that we are dating, in the midst of the time that you are being courted, that's when you should be forcing us to show and prove that we are worthy of being submitted to. And really, when I'm saying submitted to, what I'm really saying is worthy of your respect. Because quite frankly, that core piece that I was talking about, respecting our manhood, that is a big thing. And I really don't think that both men and women realize how much the manhood has been disrespected. It's nothing for it. And before I go any further, let me go ahead and say it now. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are out there right now. Happy Mother's Day. You got it coming. I'm going to go ahead and say it early. And to all my Mexican family, and happy Cinco de Mayo that was yesterday. I want to make sure I get that out there, or not before I move any further.
You want to hear what's funny about that? Mexico don't even celebrate it.
Oh.
It's only celebrated in America.
Well, looky here. But seriously, what we do has become so devalued, so unappreciated, that the respect has been lost. It has been. We can sit back for a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, and literally do everything it is that we actually supposed to do. And take care of the home, be that provider. We can protect the home. We can be that leader, that teacher, the disciplinarian. And in the midst of all of it, still go unappreciated. And that lack of appreciation eventually turns into outright disrespect. It does. And it's a sad thing to actually say. Now, I'm all for, all right, we shouldn't be out here throwing parades and all this other good stuff for people doing exactly what it is that they actually should be doing. But you want to know what I also am all for? Respecting what it is that we actually do. And that's on both ends. Men, we should be respecting and loving exactly what it is that our women do for us on a day-to-day basis. And women, you should be doing the exact same thing. This is not a competition. It's not a matter of who did more, whose job is more valuable, or whose role is more valuable than the other. We all play a significant role, a significant part. And it's that competition amongst us to part of the reason why we're asking now, can we be the man? We don't want to compete with y'all at all. We don't. It's a waste of our time. And quite frankly, it pulls us away from our ultimate goals and the vision and the path that we are trying to be on. This Cold War that it is that I've been talking about since the beginning, from the inception of writing this book and before, it is literally a waste of our time and a waste of our energy. We could be so much further as a people. And I'm not just talking about melanated, I'm talking about as a human race. So much further. But we have bought into the things that society has placed before us. And we find ourselves constantly battling for no reason. Ladies, I want you to ask yourself this. If you say that you respect your significant other, or you as a whole say that you respect us men, how, if we are saying that your ability to submit to us is directly tied to your respect for us? How can you say that? Now, don't get me wrong. It has been used and abused by a bunch of undeveloped men. I'm not going to call them what it is that I traditionally call them. We just going to say underdeveloped men. I don't even want to call them boys, because I have enough respect to know and understand that they are still men. It's just there is a process that each and every last one of us go through. And some of us go through that process slower than others. And it is because of there being so many underdeveloped men out here that we are having such issues with y'all being able to submit to us. Sad to say, but a lot of this has to do with being self-centered. Has to do with being self-centered. I'm not going to say selfish because you're not selfish. Just being self-centered. It's a difference. So much energy is put into self that there is nothing left for us. And the sad thing is that the vast majority of us men live and breathe for y'all. Trust and believe. And 420 is another man that's in here. He can verify what it is that I'm about to say. We would be satisfied living the most frugal lives, the most frugal lives that we actually could. From the way we dress to the way we take care of our bodies, everything is centered around y'all. I don't put on cologne so another man can tell me I smell good. I don't put nice clothes on for another man to tell me I look nice today. If it was up to me, I'd walk around in some sweatpants, a tank top, and some flip-flops every day, all day.
I get in trouble for that. You gonna dress like that? How am I impressing?
Exactly.
But why you getting dressed up? Go grocery shopping.
We get up and we go to work for y'all. We are here. I'm here right now. 420 is here right now, or whatnot, so that we can make sure that we pay these bills for our families. Because I'm telling you, if it was just us, there wouldn't be no houses. It'd be nothing like that. It'd be a bunch of men living in tents out in the wilderness. Like I'm playing. Everything that we do is centered and geared around y'all. Even when you feel like that we are being self-centered, selfish, or anything of that particular nature, most times it's because you don't understand what it is that we're actually doing.
Most men are in prison behind a woman.
Exactly. Do you know how many wars have been started over y'all? You know how many men have been killed in the street behind women? Everything it is that we do is centered around you and our families.
Especially now.
As it,
now they're more materialistic than ever.
Yes. Yes, when I was coming up, right? You know, I went to a couple of high schools. I was doing a whole lot of moving around, but I went to Churchland High School in Portsmouth. And anybody knows anything about Virginia, it is a fashion show every day. Every day. And it wasn't a fashion show to be able to say as being that we was better looking or better dressed than the next one. It was a fashion show for you ladies. Literally.
Like church.
Exactly. Jokers on the football team doing their thing. You got people that ain't even trying to go to the NFL for themselves. They trying to go to the NFL so they can impress. Yeah. But what happens is that same energy is not reciprocated.
And this is instinctual, mind you.
Yeah.
I was watching my 8-year-old stepson yesterday trying to court this little girl. And put his arm around her and do crazy things to get her attention. It's been from the time we're born.
It is in our nature to do these things, to be this way. I tell people all the time, and it might sound bad, but I don't know how to live for myself. It don't even feel right. For those of you that know me, know that everything it is that I do is for my family and for others. Literally. But it has not been reciprocated. And the sad thing is that this is part of the issue as to why we're not being submitted to, because everything has been centered around our women. And then when it comes down to them, it has been self-centered. And ladies, when I say that, please don't misconstrue what it is that I'm saying. I'm not saying that y'all don't take out time for us or you don't do things for us and things of that particular nature, because that is not the case. That is not the case at all. But trust and believe. Let there be an emotional breakdown. Let there be an emotional breakdown.
I call it lack of appreciation.
Exactly. Let there be an emotional breakdown. And let's see who's going to get put first. Do you have the ability to set your emotions to the side and even attempt to understand what it is that he's going through? Because although we don't fare well with it in reference to trying to understand y'all point of view of it, we attempt it.
A lot of men don't have this thinking, though, and it makes it hard to be approachable. A lot of men don't have this thinking. It has to do with these women making it easy for men to be thirsty. Too many women spreading their legs too easily, making it to where men don't have to chase. We don't have to be respectful. We don't have to do none of that anymore.
Yeah, that is true. Rika, we see your comment. 420 started addressing it, but we got to pay a few bills real quick, okay? Hold on. Let me think here for a second. Nope, I got a little bit of time. So I'm gonna address this, and then we're gonna go pay these bills. I got 6 minutes to address it. It said a lot of men don't have this thinking, though, and it makes it hard to be approachable. What 420 was saying is that y'all have made it easy for us to be that manner, to be in that way.
I remember as a kid, we had to try hard.
Yeah.
Just to squeeze a butt.
Yeah.
Let alone going any further.
Yeah.
We had to
I remember.
Buy candies, Taco Bell.
Yeah. I remember faithfully, right? At that age that you're talking about, all I do is think of you by Troop. That song right there, that was back in the day where you had to record it on the tape.
You walk around singing too? Young boy walk around singing?
No, I wasn't singing. I was writing. I was sitting there by the radio recording it. Then when I recorded it, I would play it back and I let it say a few words, stop, write that joint down. Let it say a few more words, stop, write that joint down. And I was giving it to the little girls that I actually like. When I say we had to put in work,
we had to put in work,
even at a young age. At a young age, I'm talking about this is third, fourth grade. Third, fourth grade. Doing this.
Or the list, all the girls, do you like me?
Yep.
Check.
Do you like me? Check. Yes or no, or maybe. We throw that maybe up in there. Please, if she don't say yes, please check maybe. Please check maybe. Let me know. I actually have a chance. So, well, I'm gonna say this as well, right? Part of the reason why we are unapproachable, and I'm not gonna look at it. 420 addressed it prior to. I'm gonna address it in the stance of we're already together. Part of the reason why we are unapproachable in that manner, it's because, quite frankly, we feel like, regardless of whether we speak on it or not, we're not going to be heard. I've been talking about this for a while. Feeling as though my feelings are irrelevant. And you can sit back and tell us all day till you blue in the face that our feelings are relevant. But if every time we do take the opportunity to express our feelings, we can't even get it out before you're telling us yours. Because this conversation will go just like this. As a man, the first thing I'm going to say is, I think. Because that's exactly what it is that we're doing. We're going to say, I think, and we're going to give you the logical aspect of it. And then, once we present that, we're going to hit you with the, I feel.
Because men don't cry, supposedly.
Supposedly.
And that's where alcohol and drugs come into place.
Exactly. But what happens is, ladies, and this is literally how we think differently, the first thing is, I feel. I feel. And then we have to sit back and wait for you to work through your emotions before the conversations turn to, I think. While in the midst of it, we are hurting. We're trying to pamper your emotions when the reality of it was we were trying to express ours. We're coming to you with our intestines hanging out. We done been cut open. Our intestines hanging out. And we're trying to tell you exactly how it is that we feel. And you got this little baby cut. This paper cut that you want us to address at that particular time.
This happens to me. Where you can't express yourself. You go to say, oh, this happened to me today. I ain't got time for you today. This is what happened to me today. You know, your stepson did this. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I had a horrible day.
Exactly.
I almost got killed. We ain't worried about that right now.
I'm so serious. And that's not to downplay some of those situations. Because it could be that I got my intestines hanging out and you got a whole knife in your back. Then it becomes a catch-22. It's almost like going to the doctor. Which person, who injury is more life-threatening? And then that's where that self-centeredness comes in that I was talking about earlier. Because most times you're going to feel as though your injury is more life-threatening than ours.
We lose the ability to communicate the longer you're together.
Yeah.
You lose that talk. Like when you're first together, you talk for 12 hours on the phone.
Yep.
And as you get to know each other, it's like, I don't have time. I don't want to hear you. I got something to do. I'm busy.
And literally that boils down to our ability to grow together.
And you lose and you separate slowly.
Our ability to grow
further,
together.
And further you separate because of lack of communication.
All right. Rika, I hope I addressed what it was that you was asking for. We got to go pay some bills. We'll be right back in probably about 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, and then we'll start with the second half of Can I Be the Man? The early morning show, the King's Court, is in session. We're about to take a quick recess. King has spoken. We'll be back. And we are back. Court is officially back in session. So, if you missed the first half, we've been talking about why she won't submit. Been kind of all over the place. We've been talking about a lot of stuff, to be quite honest with you. And it's all necessary. It's all necessary. We left off and talking about being valued as man. You know, a good portion of how we view submission has to do with respect. And again, we know and we understand that this has been abused by a bunch of underdeveloped men. And when I say these things, I'm not just talking about those that it apply to. I'm talking about myself as well. Because everything that it is that I talk about in the book, Can I Be the Man? A Letter from Us to You, I went through. I either went through it or I'm going through it. One or the other. When I say that this is our heart laid on the line, literally, this is our heart laid on the line. And if you read between the lines of the pages of the words that are being spoken in this book, you're going to see and understand that it's, in all honesty, a plea. It is a plea from us men to you women, asking, can we have this role back? And with asking for this role, that respect that will allow you to submit to us, that's what it is that we're asking for. Now, I talked about being self-centered. It's part of the reason why she won't submit. And quite frankly, men, that has a lot to do with us. Because like I said in the first half of the show, everything it is that we do is centered around our women. So now that we are taking a stand and saying that, hey, we're here. We've been going through some things. We need you. We're not starting a conversation off with, I think. We're saying, I feel. We're trying to open up and expose something completely different to you. But what is happening is that everything it is that y'all have gone through over the generations, this Cold War that we have been fighting for the last few generations and beyond, we're not being able to get past that point. At some period point in time, ladies, we're going to need you, just even if it's for one conversation. Just set your emotions to the side and literally hear the heart of the matter. That's all we're asking for. That's it. But I think what has happened is that it might be a little bit too much to ask for. And really, on an individual level, that is what it is that you're going to have to ask yourself. Is what he asking for too much? Because we're sitting over here about to bleed out. Our emotions is about to cause us to bleed out. And we have literally no one else to be able to go and express this stuff to. There is no one that understands our plight like you do. And vice versa. And vice versa. There's a necessity there. But like I was saying, fellas, that is definitely partially our fault. Because we have put our emotions on the back burner for so long, and it's been taught to us that we're not supposed to have emotions and things of this particular nature, that literally now that we are asking for these things, it is already set in their mind that how they feel, what it is that they're going through, is more relevant than what it is that we're actually talking about. And we have to change the narrative on it. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a hard thing to do, especially trying to figure out how to change this narrative in a peaceful and loving manner. In a peaceful and a loving manner. But it's more than possible. Because you already know, whenever we say the word submit, they cringe. And rightfully so. Based off the things that they have seen, based off some of the things that they have felt personally, rightfully so. Which is the reason why I say, to a certain degree, we are going to have to show and prove as a collective whole. But ladies, if you have a man that has shown and proven, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Even if he did hit hard times and things of that particular nature, but he worked his way up out of it, still no excuse. If he's going through hard times right now, it's still no excuse. As long as he is pressing and working forward, there is no excuse as to why you should lose respect for him and not be able to submit. Even if he don't have a job. Even if he does not have a job. But he done went out there all day, going through rejection after rejection after rejection, trying to find a new job so that he can get back to putting food on the table. That is no reason for you to lose respect and not be able to submit. This is what I'm talking about when I say respect our manhood. Because there's no amount of words, there is nothing that you can do that is going to beat us up more than we already beat up ourselves. And if he is trying to elevate y'all to another level, to another place, he's taking y'all into unfamiliar territory, and it's caused you to become uncomfortable now, that is not a reason for you to lose respect and not be able to submit. Because that's the worst time. I'm going to tell you now, that is the worst time, ladies, that you can lose respect for your man. When he done put himself out there and he's trying to open that new business, or he's shooting for that promotion, whatever it is that he's doing that's put y'all in an uncomfortable state, that is not the time. Because what happens is, it'll cause him to lose focus. And when he loses focus, there's going to be missteps. And it's going to set y'all back even more. It's going to set y'all back even more. And quite frankly, from his standpoint, emotionally, It's damaging. It is damaging. See, the thing about it is this, right? What happens is that you've been supportive the entire time. The entire time. And now he has put you into an uncomfortable position. An uncomfortable position. And the type of support that he needs from you is different from what it is that you were giving him. And out of that discomfort, then grows the battle. Because he's done opened the lid to the box that y'all have been in for however long. And he's trying to climb out of it. But you're so comfortable at being in this box and having him right up under you, close to you. You can hear his heartbeat. You're so close. And now I can't hear that heartbeat. I can't feel that warmth. He's opened this lid, and all of a sudden, there's all this light shining down into my face to where I can barely see him. Not realizing that y'all been in this box for a very long time with no space. No space to maneuver, no space to move. But you became comfortable in it. So in the midst of him sitting back trying to climb out of the box so he can pull you out of the box with him, you're trying to pull him back into it and tell him to close the lid back. I don't like this sunshine in my face. It's blinding me. I don't like not being able to hear and feel your heart and the warmth of your skin. Not knowing the pleasures that y'all will actually have once he's able to climb out of the box and pull you out of it as well. And that's where the emotions hit. And the crazy thing is our heart beats for y'all. So even if we do take a stand, and we got y'all tugging and pulling on our shirt tail, and we still trying to climb out of that box, what happens is we feel it. We feel your energy. We feel those emotions, that fear. And now it's a matter of what's more important. Do I go back and do I address those fears and ensure that you're still comfortable? Or do I continue to press forward, climb out of this box, and pull you out and show you what it is that I was seeing when I opened the box, when we opened the top of the box to begin with? It is imperative. And this is what it is that I'm talking about when it comes down to being able to submit that dance. And a lot of times we're trying to sit back and tell you what it is that we see, but we can't even get it out. Because the moment we say something, we get back I feel. I feel. But baby, I see, I feel. If you just look, I feel. I think we should, I feel. And this is that self-centeredness that it is that I'm talking about, that we have created within you, that we just simply need y'all to set to the side briefly. Briefly. All it takes is a little bit of patience. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. A little bit of patience. And you're not even understanding that you pulling and tugging is really holding us up. That man could have already been out of the box and pulled you out already. But he's trying to climb and fight your emotions at the exact same time. When the reality of it is that if you respected our manhood and what it is that we actually do, to the point to where you are naturally able to submit in these times, it would have been so much easier. Your time of discomfort would have been so much shorter than what it is right now. But fellas, that's where our balance comes into play. And I talked about it that when in reference to balance, how that when you're moving to another level, that a few of those weights might be pressed on the wifey side in the midst of you raising up. You have to make sure that in the midst of this battle, especially if you're going to keep and press forward with it and go through the battle, that you're successful. It ain't no shooting that dart or that arrow and missing the target. You have to be on point. Because if you're not, the next time you try, it's going to be even harder. It's going to be even harder. So we have fear as being one of the core things as why she won't submit. The fear that was brought on by our ancestors, our grandparents, great-grandparents, some of our parents. They sat back and watched their mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers be obedient to, that's what I'm going to say, be obedient. They wasn't submitting. They were being obedient to our fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers. And they didn't like what it was that they saw. Like I said, they wanted that big piece of chicken. They wanted to be able to eat. They didn't want to sit back and watch doggone granddad eat while they food sitting back getting cold. They listened to mama, grandma, and great grandma crying in the room or in the shower and things of that particular nature. We talked about earlier in reference to the TV shows. The TV shows. And we're going to break that down. We got to take about a 5-minute break and to go take care of some bills. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Santiago's Boxing Club and the others. We got to go pay some bills. But we're going to talk about these TV shows real quick. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to go into recess. And the King's Court will be right back. The King has spoken. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about why she won't submit. Now, we've been a little all over the place or whatnot. I'm going to tell you now, none of this is pre-scripted. None of it. The only thing that I think about is what the title or the topic is going to actually be. Everything else is literally from the heart. It's literally from the heart. So, if you're just now joining us, we've been, like I said, talking about why she won't submit. We brought up a couple of things in reference to the fear, being self-centered. And we were just about to start talking about some of these TV shows. What examples of submission do we... I'm talking about true submissiveness. Do we have? I want y'all to think about that for a second. All the TV shows and stuff that we grew up on. Which ones can you think about?
Cosby Show.
The Cosby Show. I knew somebody was going to say that. I love the Cosby Show. Love it. But as I got older, started realizing some of the things that I was actually watching in it. It really didn't. I'm so serious. It really didn't.
Wasn't she a doctor or a lawyer too?
Yeah,
she worked as well.
Yeah, she was a she was a lawyer. Cliff was a doctor. Now I want y'all to think about this for a second with the Cosby Show. Who ran that household?
She did.
Yeah, she did. Somebody just threw in there Family Matters. Nope. Family Matters. Nope. Who ran that household?
She did.
She did. When I'm gonna deal with
even
the Cosby Show.
Bunch,
Yeah,
she ran the house.
Yeah.
You have to go back to Leave It to Beaver. Where the wife stayed home and the man provided.
Yeah. Leave It to Beaver. And that was literally before the majority of us time. But I'm gonna address the Cosby Show to start out with, and then I'm gonna hit Family Matters. Okay, so when there was an issue in the home, right? Whether Claire brought it up or Cliff brought it up, most times
Claire had the last word.
Claire had the last word. If Cliff did something that Claire didn't particularly like, you seen that sassiness come out of her. She wouldn't say anything that was just blatantly disrespectful or anything of that particular nature. But she'll give him a look. She'll throw them hands on them hips.
He'd take himself to the kitchen or his office.
Kitchen, office. He would gracefully bow out. The kids, the children, were literally more afraid of mom than of dad. And what you saw is, because the Cosby Show, we grew up with them. What you saw was that as they got older, the women in the family, think about how they treated their significant others. You seen a more raw and vivid form of what they saw from their mom. Think about Vanessa, and I can't remember whether they actually got married or whether it was just her boyfriend, but the black dude. Mm-hmm. Think of how she used to talk to him. We can even talk about the grandparents. Cliff's parents. Where was the respect that we actually saw in there?
Then it changed even further with Another World.
Yeah, a different world. Yep. Family Matters. To me, Family Matters wasn't as bad as the Cosby Show was when it came down to this.
That was more comedy, less family.
Yep. More comedy, less family. But at the very least, there were moments where Carl was literally able to get his point across at the very least.
Oh, I thought of another one. We don't have to go back as far as Leave It to Beaver. If you ever watched The Waltons, which is actually a true story.
Yep, the Waltons.
Based on family and family struggle.
Yep. Yep. Even if you look at Good Times, for as much as
oh, she ran that house
a disciplinary and everything else Jane was, Florida ran that house. Matter of fact, I take it to the episode when JJ drew that picture of Black Jesus. when JJ drew that picture of Black Jesus and all that good stuff that was happening to the family during that particular time, but for the simple fact of what she believed and how she felt, it had to go. Forget what James felt about it. It had to go. Now, don't get me wrong. The kids feared James. He was the straight up and down disciplinarian when it came to that house. But as far as how things functioned, operated, and ran, it was Florida. And then the moments that you did see James put his foot down, how he talked and things of that particular nature, the emotions came out, and then it looped right back around to what she wanted. I remember when James finally got that job that took him out of the home, and how she felt. That discomfort. Then we all know, James ended up dying and whatnot. We got that famous that famous line from Florida. But this is what it is that we grew up off of. So even in the moments when the man was trying to take charge of the home and require some form of submission, it was always done in a negative way. Good Times showed it in a negative way. Family Matters, episodes that I remember, negative. And Cosby Show, for all the love that I have for it, it was the worst out the bunch. It was the worst out of the bunch.
Yeah, Cosby was not a man in that situation at all.
At all.
What was the first single parent program? I remember One Day at a Time.
One Day at a
With
Time.
their kids. Sanford and Son.
Yep, Sanford and Son.
He raised his son. They were crazy.
Yeah, they were. There's a couple of shows out there.
But they started normalizing single parent homes.
Yep, they sure did. They sure did. They showed us that the woman was in control, and then eventually it got to the point where the father was taken out of the home altogether.
We don't need you.
Yep. The vast majority of the shows or not is single parent. And you had a couple where the mom was taken out of the home. 1-on-1. I remember that show faithfully.
Oh, yeah.
Mom went and pursued her career.
And that happens more than you think.
The media has programmed you to be, I'm not going to say to be, but to focus more on career than motherhood. On running the home, setting the standard for the home, then literally playing your actual role in the home.
Mary Tyler Moore, I always come back to that.
Yeah.
She showed women, I don't need a family. I have my career. I'm married to my career.
I'm married to my career.
Until that internal clock starts ticking.
Yeah. I hear it a whole lot. I'm married to my career. I'm married to Jesus. I'm married to my kids. I'm married to a whole lot of things.
Other than your man.
Other than us. Other than us. So literally, society, especially the media, has programmed us. I'm not going to just say women, but I'm going to say us. Both women and men, because we were sitting right there watching those shows. And a lot of people would tell you, I got my family values from The Cosby Show. I got my family values from this show or that show.
The term killing the family the most is baby mama or baby daddy. It has now become a badge. People are trying to get the highest number of baby mamas and baby daddies they can.
Yep. This is what we have come to. This is what we have come to. Marriage is no longer even a sacred thing.
Yeah, Rika says she wished she was married. You know how many women no longer strive or dream about a wedding or marriage? It used to be a little girl's thing, but now they don't even think about that anymore.
Yep. And the crazy thing is men doing the exact same thing. Not looking to get married.
Comes back to it's everywhere. You can get a woman to give it up easily.
Exactly.
There's no more courting. Like I always say, all you need is a blunt.
That is
You
it.
should hit it 2 times and spread them.
Which is the reason.
Women have lost self-worth.
Yep. Which is the reason when I say we need to raise the bar. We have to raise the bar.
And women, stop giving it up. Make him work for it.
Yes.
Why would you want to have a baby with somebody who don't have a job and live with their mom and they're 35?
Exactly.
You're having sex with this man unprotected. There's a good 90% chance you're getting pregnant by a man with no job living with his mom.
You heard it. That joker can't provide for himself.
Oh, but he looked cool.
Yep.
He fly. He got nice shoes. He
Yeah.
got some new Jordans.
He got on some Gucci, Jordans, some bling bling, driving a doggone Mercedes Benz, and you go back to his house and he's sleeping on a couch.
How many people took their $1,500 stimulus and bought a Gucci belt instead of fixing their car?
Yep. He take you back to the home with all that flashy stuff. But he living on a doggone mattress that he got out of the trash can. He ain't even got no food in his house.
I've been to too many friends' house, got an apartment, and that's it. There's nothing in it. Blow up mattress and 100 Jordans.
Then you look at this joker and be like, well, shoot, he got all this flashy stuff on or whatnot. He got potential.
Potential to spend all your money.
He got potential. The next thing you know, you done had a baby with him, or you'll make the mistake and marry this joker, and now the conversation of submission comes up, which deals directly with respect when it comes to us. But the thing about it is, he gave you nothing to respect to begin with. He didn't give you anything to respect to begin with. Think about it.
We live in a society today of self-gratification instantly. Everybody wants instant self-gratification.
Yep.
And the number one is sexual self-gratification.
Yep. We
Next
all.
is getting high or drunk.
Yep.
Then maybe career or family.
We all have emotions. We all have emotions. Both men and women. But we have to learn how to mitigate our emotions so that we can think from a logical standpoint and make the best decisions that are going to benefit us.
So that's another one for women, is women don't understand. Us men don't come to grips with our emotions till we're after 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we're willing to openly cry in front of you.
Yep.
Or need you. Like literally need you. Look, I need you to listen to me. Like I need someone to talk to. That don't come till we're older, women.
Yep.
We don't technically become mature till 30, 35.
Yep. Between the ages of 30, 35 is when that maturity sets in and we start realizing, we start asking ourselves, who am I?
Because we've already ran through these women.
Yep.
Some of them have baby mamas, several of them.
Yep.
Been to jail.
We are literally looking over our lives and be like, who am I? What have I done to accomplish anything? And don't get it twisted. This is for each and every last man out there. I don't care how successful he is. I don't care how successful he is. When he hits a certain age, he's going to start asking himself, who am I? If he doesn't have anything, he's going to be looking at, I don't have anything to show for these years of my life. If he
I'm
has
46, wasted again 20, 25 of my life running these streets. I have nothing to show for but pain. That's the result.
He's successful in life. He's going to be looking at his success and wonder, why am I not happy? Who am I? What type of legacy am I leaving? Those emotions that he's been bottling up for all these years is now spilling over. They're spilling over, and he doesn't know how to manage them.
Alcohol and drugs.
Yep, that's most times to go to, alcohol and drugs.
Because we don't have a woman to open up to.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, he's trying to express his emotions, and you're looking like, what? Who are you?
The thing about men, we don't express we need you until you're gone.
This is true.
That's when we're on our hands and knees crying.
This is true.
Baby, please.
Baby. That is the exact reason why you have so many of these songs that are done by men where people are begging.
Till a little too late.
Keith Sweat, R. Kelly, all these jokers. But trust and believe, we listen to all of them. Even Tank, I Deserve, and all this other good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It is there. But y'all already know what time it is. We got to take a quick break. When I come back, we will have the King's final thoughts, and then we're going to make room for the Coffee and Cream morning show. All right? King has spoken. We'll be right back. And we are back. It has been a pleasure being able to talk with y'all today. As y'all can see, I got the queen of the building sitting beside me now. She's about to go up with the Coffee and Cream morning show, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Don't jump off yet.
I just had to jump on because I can't even imagine what y'all talked about today.
Oh man, you see the comments?
I do.
Right
Right, I wish I was here for the conversation, but I'll be here on Tuesday.
Hey, but I gotta say, I definitely appreciate everybody that's been coming back and watching us. I know it's early in the morning.
Can you tell by me being late?
Just keep tuning in and sharing.
Yes,
Every
please.
Tuesday and Thursday.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. So make sure. Can I Be the Man morning show, early morning show rather. Make
King
sure
ain't
you
playing.
like and share the frequency CO. That way we can continue to grow, continue to have these conversations because they are necessary. They are necessary. Like I said, if you haven't already, Can I Be the Man? A letter from us to you. Go out there, get it. Get it now. The audio book is coming. Like literally, when I leave here today, I'm gonna be working on submitting that so that it will be out there. I'm gonna tell you now, if you bought the book, you're gonna want to get the audio book.
I was gonna say I already want the audio because I'm so not a reader. Like I don't have time, but I can pop you in like my car and be like, oh yeah, King, good point.
There are things on the audio book that are not in the book.
Okay.
You're going to, regardless of whether you got the book or not, you're going to want to go back and get the
Okay.
audio book. I'm
All
telling
right.
you. And big shout out to Telemay Productions for putting that together for me. They did
Ooh.
their thing.
I know that's
They
right.
did their thing. So my final thoughts. I'm gonna let you go first, Queen. Say something.
Oh my goodness! First of all, I definitely wasn't able to catch this, and I wish I would have. But the comments are lit. And again, you're always doing your thing, so we appreciate that. But make sure you guys tap in and join the conversation. It's just really, really important. The more men we get involved in efforts like this and see them flourish into something, is just more support that we as women have in our quest to be better and do better. Because if the men aren't out there doing it, it's just hard, again, for a woman to kind of take the initiative and do it. So we appreciate just the whole interaction, the whole concept, and then going out there and kind of being the punching bag, King, because, I didn't let you have it a few times in here. On purpose. So we as women appreciate that. So.
Thank you. We appreciate y'all as well. We see what y'all do, and we appreciate it. Men as well as women, again, respect. Respect is how we see love, and your ability to submit, not in the way that you saw grandma, great grandma, and mama do it out of fear, but out of love and respect. It's all we're asking for. Men, stop beating on your chest. If they don't know you the man by now, something is wrong.
And stop beating on your women because you're breaking them down.
Exactly.
That's real talk.
Stop holding them emotions in and taking it out on her. And
Yeah,
open
you
your
make it harder
mouth.
for the next man.
Because
Exactly.
COVID right now is abuse, physically, mentally, and socially is up almost 80-something% in our families.
No.
Yes, because of COVID. So we have to understand, and that means that there's hands being put, there's words being said, there's things taking place in these homes that these children used to be able to go to the schools and get some time away from. Now they're in that home consistently being abused, mistreated. I promise this is the truth.
Which is the reason
And
why.
just because we don't talk about a king don't mean it don't exist or it's not there.
Exactly.
So I just
Exactly.
want to say that just because we don't bring it up, or why would she bring it up right now, it's happening. So we need interaction like this with the men to take initiative. And some of you tell your wives or your women no, and start running your households again without being darn scary.
Grow some balls.
I'm just saying. I know it turned into something else, King, but that's a good thing about us owning this. We can talk over it if we want to.
Real talk.
We can talk over it if we want to.
That is literally, we can.
You sure can. We're okay. We're doing an after talk. Baby's running her mouth.
They done messed up.
But seriously, stop putting your hands on your families.
Yes.
Your kids, your
Women
women.
too. 'Cause women are abusive too.
Women are abusive too. I
This
believe
is
that.
And it's getting worse.
This is true.
But to be fair with it, and to be saying and to say we want to make change, we have to, women and men, we have to just get in a place where we are sick and tired of being sick and tired of just mentally, physically, emotionally. I am tired of feeling like I am in a room full of other colored people and they all being serviced, and I'm the only woman that's a different color that's not being helped, and it's by usually my men. So I'm trying to figure out a different way. I might not have always bought the best results for my own stuff, and I'll take those steps in taking that. But what I will say is that come out here and try, ladies, and then you'll have people around you see that, and they'll start treating you differently. Just your conversation. And that's all I have to say. My 2 cents.
She lying. She got so much more.
No,
She missed the show today.
I
She
know
got
that's my
so much
fault.
more.
That's my fault. That's what I
Well,
get.
real talk, man. In reference to putting our hands on our women, I understand that there are built up emotions, pent up emotions that you don't know how to get out. First, if you don't know how to get it out, seek counseling.
Yeah.
Mental health is very much so real, and I believe in it. I got so many crazy people in my family, it's ridiculous, and I had so much fun with them yesterday.
I was about to say, King, you were traveling the world. You've been doing a lot too, and mental health. Mental wise, you have a strong support system. You have, you know what I mean, women. If you don't think your job is important by being at home, for those that are lucky enough to be at home, and I'm telling you, I've had both lives. I've been the career woman and I've been the stay-at-home mom, and they both got they both got good things attached to them, but the most beneficial to my community and to my society and to myself and my children are obviously the ones where I'm interacting with my kids all day.
Yep.
I mean, before I let somebody else do it, and then teach them what I don't want them to know, and then wonder why they acting up. But let me stop. See, that's what I'm saying.
I told you she had more to say.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we have to look at ourselves, women, and stop going out every night and drinking and worrying about what your hair looks like and if your feet and nails are done, if you're not taking care of the things in your house, if your children don't have clean clothes or nice shoes. And I'm not talking about go out. I used to do Payless with my kids. I used to do flea markets, all of that's fine.
Ain't nothing wrong with it either.
In a minute, I had 8 kids.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
8 babies. They had hand-me-downs and all that. Now we're lucky enough to shop and do what we want to do all over the world. And God is good. But there's a time and a place for all of that. And that process helped build my children's process and my process. So ladies, it's not the struggle you should be embarrassed about. You understand? It's just how we choose to look at the struggle that they made us embarrassed about. Because I'm telling you, it's not embarrassing to go out there and get it. You ain't got to twerk to work. You don't have to substitute one for the other. You don't. You understand? You don't have to go on there and talk about $40 or talk about getting a backstage, what is it, back page? Whatever those things are.
Fans only.
Yeah.
Fans only.
And we've been made to think that is so okay, and we're women to say that's not. It's not. It's not okay. I don't want my daughter out there selling anything on her body. Nope. Not one thing. Not her toe. Not her toenail. Not her teeth.
You sell a piece of yourself.
You understand? So I don't want none of that for my kids. So I choose to work instead of twerk. Yeah. So there are women out here that's choosing to do that. And that's getting it a whole other way, because I can go up there and sell a toe on OnlyFans. I've had people offer. I'm going to be honest. I've had people offer to give me $100,000 for a seed on some weird stuff. Real stuff. Lady, let me get one of them kids, because all your kids are beautiful. I'm like, bro, for real. And that's overseas stuff, so you know they really with their money. So I'm just saying, a lot of us has been offered that, sweetie. Don't get it twisted. So there's a different route you can go and raise. I have 6 daughters, and not one of them, thank you God, that I know of. And I'm sure they've done their things, but to a certain extent, never been arrested, never been pregnant, never been on no drugs. But I was on them. I was on all of them, and I still am. If anybody that knows me, King, I'm on them.
We're going to talk about that too.
I know, I'm sorry, y'all.
A lot of these shows.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. And I just want to hold women accountable too, and it's okay.
Yeah,
we're strong enough to do that.
We're
strong enough to take it and look at ourselves and want something.
Everything that she's talking about, men, we need to stop perpetuating it. We need to stop doing it.
Glorifying it.
We have to.
Yeah.
I assure you, if we pull up out of the strip club, which is a hard thing to do,
and there's a lot of y'all in there. When I go in there, I'm just being honest. There's a lot of y'all in there.
But if we stop going, guess what? They gonna stop shaking it.
What if you actually liked, when you went to your Facebook page and actually liked women reading books and taking care of kids instead of them shaking out their ass or their butts out? What if you really did that?
Imagine a woman actually.
Imagine that. Like, imagine you men really focusing on the things that you guys claim that you want from us that we're trying to strive for.
Exactly. That's what we got.
Encouraging that. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
And one thing that I do know is, in dealing with people and dealing with society, you can't take away one thing and not provide something else.
True.
So we're saying that we need to stop doing this. We're going to have to find some other constructive things that we can actually do that will pull them away from it.
Oh my, let me tell you something. You know the easiest thing to pull your man away from the strip clubs? Go take your own classes. Get yourself cute, feed them kids, put them in bed early, have the house smelling good. You got the pole or chair in front of that, have that man come in, give him a nice little massage or something. By the time he even realizes what the strip club was, you done dropped it on him. That's real grown woman stuff. That's how you keep your man going from the strip clubs, because by 10, 11 o'clock, he's full off that steak dinner you made, and it might not be steak. You might have to make lentils and rice that day because it's like that, but you're going to make it happen. So, yeah, all of that. And he's sitting there, he done forgot about the strip club because he done dropped a couple of dollars on you, and remember, he has bills to pay.
Yeah.
So there's ways to do it, Ken. Yeah.
He can't be online on OnlyFans pages if you occupying his time.
There it is. There it goes.
That's it. But you already know what it is. We gotta go ahead and get up out of the way.
Because Coffee just came and looked at like, money! Goodness sakes, Gaddafi.
Yeah. Big shout out to Gaddafi.
Yeah.
Coffee and Cream Morning Show coming up next. Hey, look, King's Court is officially out. King has spoken. We out.
Oh, I'm back.